In this video, I am going to discuss the exact science behind how you can bend your reality through the transformation of invisible energy. This is the very mechanism of how manifestation occurs. Now be sure to stay and watch to the end of this video where I will break down a simple 3-step process in which you can practically begin to transform your reality into anything that you desire. One of the very last papers of the well-known physicist Stephen Hawking discusses what we call the secrets to the universe. And I will discuss these ideas and how you can easily apply them to your life so you can manifest anything you desire with ease. According to Stephen Hawking, anything that you can think of already exists, and that includes anything and everything that you want. His first major point is that what we think of as physical matter is actually made up of invisible energy initially. It's created from energy that we cannot see. Hawking said that there is something like 10 to the 8th power, that is 1 with 8 zeros, particles in the universe that we can actually observe. All of these at one point were invisible, and now they are visible because of the way in which they are vibrating. The key here is to understand that the visible comes from the invisible. No thing becomes something. This same idea can be applied to manifesting your desire. This is a universal law. The entire idea of manifestation is based on this very scientific concept. Now, just because you do not see something in your physical reality doesn't mean that it doesn't exist, because everything that we see first came from what we don't see. It all boils down to everything being pure energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your feelings and emotions are energy. The device that you are watching this video on is pure energy. So how does the invisible actually become visible? In Hawking's words, he says, the holographic form of the wave function has led to a fruitful and promising application of holographic techniques. This basically is the idea that energy is in the form of a wave and a physical particle localized in space and time. Hawking is saying it all comes from pure energy. And since you and your thoughts and your consciousness are pure energy, it opens you up to a whole new universe. Now, the question is, how does it actually occur? He believes that all concepts, ideas, and information are stored in a dimension outside of the 3D, and that it is projected onto our third dimension just like a hologram. This again is aligned with Neville Goddard's concept that everything starts within the imagination, which actually is another dimension outside the 3D. This information stored outside the 3D shifts into visible particle form, which is the basis of this hologram. So what is a hologram? Well, the word hologram comes from Greek origins. The word holos means whole, and gramma means message. So in actuality, if reality truly is a hologram, that means each component contains the whole. So if this idea of reality being a hologram is correct, that would mean that everything is all connected. We can even see that in our everyday life. This is the exact same concept when you think of someone and then they immediately text you. That is not a coincidence. We are all connected through consciousness. This means you are already connected to your desire. And like I said before, because everything that can be thought is already in existence, means that what you desire already exists whether you realize it or not. It's the transformation of invisible energy that your desire comes into fruition, whether this means you desire money, love, physical health, or anything. You're already connected to what you want. It already exists just outside of this dimension. And Hawking is saying that through quantum theory and the wave particle function, you actually bring it into life. Now, there was another physicist named David Bohm, and he literally described what we would call as manifestation. He said that the realm of empty space is what gives life to the invisible energy, and he actually called this the hollow movement. This is what we would call manifestation. Now, to harness the energy of the invisible realm to transform it into the physical world or visible world, In other words, manifestation, you shut off your 5 senses and you give no attention to the physical world. When you give more attention to what is in front of you, then it gives more energy and you get more of it. To make the invisible visible, you tune out the physical world and transcend it. Practically, that means that you do not allow your outer circumstances to dictate your inner state of being. When you tune into the energy of emotionally experiencing what it is that you desire, then that is when transformation begins to take place. There's 3 simple steps that you can do in a practical way in your daily life. The first step is to understand that even though you don't have what you want in the physical reality, it still exists. Now, the second step is to realize that there are always options in the invisible realm. You have what you want, and you don't have what you want. These are both patterns of energy. Your job is to tap into the energy of having your desire by using your 5 senses, as the well-known mystic Neville Goddard teaches. Whatever you fixate on is what will become physically real. Now, the third and final step is to realize that you have the power to direct your consciousness on what you want to focus on. Where focus goes, energy flows. The more you focus on something in the invisible realm and embody the emotional experience of having it, then that very invisible energy will become visible. And this is true whether you desire money, love, health, or anything at all. There's no limits because everything is energy, and your reality will bend when the energy begins to shift. Now, the true secret to tapping into the invisible realm is through your imagination, which is what Neville Goddard made everything he taught about. He taught his students how to harness the power of their imagination to tap into this invisible realm to make the impossible possible. So if you want to check out exactly how you can harness the power of your imagination, be sure to check out the next video on your screen.